Hello, hello. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. Happy New Year's. It's 2025, our first live for 2025. Obviously, it's January 1st. Hopefully, you guys all had a great New Year's and a great Christmas. And moving on from the holidays. Yeah, so if you're new here, Stamping A to Z is my weekly live that I do. I'm not totally on the ball because I probably should have changed it starting now, but I do want to change the format. I'm going to attempt to try it maybe a little bit, maybe in February. I have a busy month this month, so I probably won't get to some changes this month, but I do have some plans and I have some goals, but in general, this is where it's basically a card tutorial. Not always, sometimes it's techniques, sometimes it's cards, sometimes I guess I don't do a lot of 3D projects. Those are usually reserved for my classes and club. But yeah, if you ever want to check out what products are out or how to use certain products or maybe new ways to use products, I do kind of bounce from how to use a specific new product to techniques to whatever. So today I'm going to be showing you the new terrific Toadstools bundle. It is coming out as of January 7th. It is in the new January to April mini catalog. So starting January 7th, we have the new mini catalog being released. We have Sale-a-bration that starts, so there's a catalog for that. And there's also new online exclusives. And on top of that, they just released, there's going to be a whole new release of scrapbooking kits and products for scrapbooking. So I just saw that the other day. It is all being released, even for demonstrators. We don't get to order that stuff till the 7th. So a lot of it matches some sweets and stuff that are in the new stuff. I think it all goes with the new products, but there's like, if you watched, not last week, the week before, my live where I did my unboxing of all the new products, there's a whole birthday suite, and then there's a scrapbooking kit to go with that. And what I realized from the few kits that they released in December, or not released in December, but released for the Christmas stuff, is that even though it has the paper, designer series paper, and it looks the same, it's not all the same. It's actually got different prints, unique prints to the kit. So just watch for that, because even like, I know I told myself, I'm like, oh, I already have that pack of paper. I don't need it. And then I went to borrow my mom's pack because I needed some extra pieces for my class. And lo and behold, it was different. It's actually cool because there was different prints, but I did not realize that. So that's just something I thought I would put out there. Keep your eye out for that, because the designer series paper, hopefully it's not making me a liar. Those ones were different. So just pay attention when you're looking at the new stuff, if you're looking at that stuff. I think that is all the new stuff that I have to say. We're going to turn around and we'll get started right away. I have 3 fun cards for you today. Okay. Oh, I always forget this is a new phone and the buttons are in different places. So if I ever turn things off, that would be bad. Let me just try and pull this up so I can see comments. If you're watching, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Even if you're watching the replay, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to comment, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Love to hear from you. Alrighty. Okay, I have found me. So hopefully you can find me. I see there's glare in my glass. I didn't think there usually was, but anyways, hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, so the first card, well, actually I'll start by showing you once again, even though I showed this during my unboxing. This is the terrific Toadstools bundle. So it's a punch and a stamp set bundle. Now, part of the reason I decided to pull this one out was it's super cute, but also because Sale-a-bration is going to be starting, as usual, they have added a designer series paper pack to go with this bundle. So you could purchase this. This is, you earn for free. So with every $75 you spend, you can choose a free Sale-a-bration item. There's $75 items and then there's $150 items. This one is a $75 item. You get a whole bunch of paper. They're so super cute, these little mushrooms. And I feel like they're kind of trending right now because I saw some other companies release mushroomy kind of sets. So I feel like it's a popular, I love this. So one of my goals for 2025 is to use more of my designer series paper. I get the stuff. I love the stuff. But if you've watched me, you know that I love to make backgrounds and I love to do techniques. So a lot of times I don't pull out my designer series paper to use on my cards. I might use it on different types of projects or for my envelopes or whatever, but I don't tend to use a lot of paper on my cards. So one of my goals is to use more paper, stop hoarding my paper, and use it up. So you will see. I have challenged myself. I am, you know, and sometimes it's good to like kind of push yourself beyond your comfort zone because sometimes you find new things that you like. All right, so my first card is a simple one. I'm gonna stamp, so that's my other thing is I tend to go over the top and I love, well, I don't love layers, but like I think because I like the techniques, it becomes like lots of, they're not like two-step stamping cards, put it that way. So this first card, I was trying to get myself to stamp only. I wasn't cutting things and or punching or whatever. So this one is gonna just be stamping, amazingly enough. But I still add, now I don't have a lot of designer series paper on this one because I wanted this to be simple. But I do have a piece on there, so we'll see. So I'm gonna start with Granny Apple Green. I've realized all my stamp pads from my old craft room, I had a lot of sun coming in. I had the blind down, but all my things have yellowed and the green isn't there. Like this is not Granny Apple Green. This is more true. But yeah, a lot of my colors have discolored. So it kind of is ugly looking when I pull it out like that. But just so you're forewarned that that's not the actual color. It is very deceiving because when I look, I have them stored so you see them like this. And it's like that. I always have to do a double take on the Granny Apple Green. Anyways, so I have the little grassy hill here. And then I want to do my mushrooms. So I'm going to use gray granite. And I'm going to do the stems. So you see, it's yellow again. But this one, the gray didn't change colors, I don't think. Anyways. Not a total, and I also have another story, but I do have a technique I wanted to show you or remind you of because I've done this before, but I didn't end up using it for this card. I wanted to remind you that you can do the reverse stamping. So say you wanted to do two mushrooms and you wanted them to face each other or you wanted them to face away from each other. Obviously you can't stamp down directly, but if you have a silicone sheet, or better yet, what I've realized, so I had bought some of these grip mats, which are basically photopolymer material. If you take your stem and stamp it. Oh, this is going to be in the way. Let's just remove this for a sec. I need this for another card, but we'll just move that for a minute. And I just want to show you because I want to remind, even though I didn't end up using it for my card, it's a handy trick to remember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this stem up. Oopsie. And then I'm going to stamp it onto, and it looks messy, right? But this is photopolymer material, so it takes ink the same way that your stamps do. And then what you can do is lay your piece of paper down lightly, I would say. I wouldn't push on the thing. And then what I like to do is I stamp directly on it. So the stamp is what's putting the pressure on, so it gets the right shape and everything. And look how it picks it up. Now, obviously my crypt mat's a little dirty, unfortunately. And it didn't actually do as well as it, hey, hang on. This didn't look good. It worked so well before. Let me just, I mean, and the silicone is the same. I would use it in, if you have a positioning tool or the Stamparatus. It's good to be able to use those. Oh yeah, look how dirty that is. Apparently I haven't cleaned it lately. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, so even if you put your silicone sheet in, I don't know if that's still wet. I don't know why it's so juicy. This ink pad is quite juicy. So that, let's go this way so we know which is which. And then, so this is, so if you have a die or a punch, you then know where to punch it. So you would punch it the right way, and then you'd turn it over and you would get the opposite direction, if that makes sense. Okay, that is all I wanted to show you for that. Just because I didn't end up using it. We are gonna use this though, so I'll just put that back in. That's for another card. Okay, so we've got our one little stem. Then we need our little mini stem here. And you can see how it stamps super dark and it lightens with time. So always keep that in mind. And even the green, I don't know if you remember what it first looked like, but it was quite a bit darker. So these look very dark. This one looks lighter. I don't know if you can see that on the video. But yeah, the colors do lighten. I do have something to show you to keep in mind. But before I do that, I'm going to stamp a stem here. This is masking paper. Oops. Good thing for the clear stamp so you can see that it's not inked. And I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to cover this before I stamp my mushroom, because the way these mushrooms are colored, A, they don't leave room for the stem, which that actually would have been nice, but you want them to be on top, not underneath. So if you want to keep your, this one does not match the punch. The punch does the middle size stem, which I will use in another card. So you will see the punch, don't worry. This one is just me trying to keep it simple. Okay, so then I'm going to cover that so that when I stamp my mushroom, it leaves the stem. I'm going to take the inside of my sweatshirt to get some lint on here. It shouldn't stick too badly because there's already ink, and I find when there's ink down, it doesn't stick, especially if it's wet. I just don't want to tear the paper. So I don't have to worry too much about the lining up of the bottom part. It's just the top part where the mushroom is going. Now, I'm going to warn you, I have pulled out the Retired Magenta Madness. I don't know if I re-inked my Melon Mambo with a wrong re-inker or what's going on, but when I was stamping my mushroom tops with the Melon Mambo. It's very red, like it's quite a bit darker than even the cardstock paper and stuff. So I wasn't finding it was looking as good as it should. So I pulled out the Magenta Madness because that was kind of the next one down. And it's funny because even if you look at the designer series paper, it matches really well once you say it's a little bit lighter. So I'm not sure what is happening there. I might have to order a new ink pad and see, because that happened. It happened with my pool party. I always found that my pool party was, I can't remember how it was stamping differently, but it just wasn't the color I thought it should be. And I ordered a new one. So it bleeds a little bit through, but that's okay. At least you've got the stem mostly there and clear, so you can see the mushroom, and it looks like the stem is in the mushroom. And you can see, like, and this will lighten, it's quite close to the color. I'll show you, let me show you my Melon Mambo. And maybe if you have a Melon Mambo, you can tell me if yours is as dark as mine. But so anyways, I don't know if I had, you know, sometimes you contaminate your ink pad with like something was on your stamp before you went in or whatever. I don't know if it has just, I had tried with my pool party to wipe it all off and put re-inker, and it just was, so I don't know if it was the re-inker that was off or if it was the pad. But anyways, I replaced the pad and my pool party is now pool party. So I might have to do that. With, see, it's like super, like, it's almost like cherry cobbler. I don't know. And like, to me, that doesn't match that. So, but when I pull out the cardstock, it matches. So yeah, it's weird. Anyways, it's my ink pad, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, check your ink pad out. Let me know. I'm curious. I'm pretty sure it's just mine, but I'm curious to know how your ink pads are. Okay, so then I'm going to use Pretty in Pink for my smaller mushroom, which I seem to have not wiped this, and I think there's red on here, so let's just make sure that's clean. The last thing I need is another ink pad to become the wrong color. Okay, and then for the little mushrooms, I originally tried pumpkin pie, which is what they say is used in the designer series paper, but I like the lighter orange, so I went with peach pie instead of pumpkin pie. So then you've got, oops, your cute little mushroom display. Then I took a piece of the designer series paper. See, aren't you proud of me? I pulled out the designer series paper, and then I stamped the "You Are Magical" with Versamark. I'm not going to go through all of it. So this is where I'm thinking about changing my format, and I'm thinking of doing one card, but either posting a reel or doing maybe a live on YouTube and a live on Facebook. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I want to divide it up if I can manage, so that I can go through the full card. Otherwise, I'd be here for hours and you guys would be so bored. I'm going to show you the finished. Oh, actually, no, I am going to finish this one because I changed it. I lied. Okay, so that was some static, anti-static powder, because I'm going to use the Versamark, and we're going to use the white embossing powder here. I always make sure I close my Versamark before I pull out the powder, because if your powder gets into your Versamark pad, that's just a mess. Okay. And then we take our heat tool and make a whole lot of noise. Let me just heat it up a little bit. There we go. And then we're just gonna fussy cut around. So I feel like the black kind of helps to subdue the busy pattern of the designer series paper. That's the one thing I think I struggle the most with is the busyness. Like, so when there's papers that are very kind of subtle, that, you know, usually there's a busy side and a less busy side, but this, I mean, it's small polka dots, but you know, they're both quite busy in my mind. So I just feel like the black helps to ground that a little. Bring it down a notch. Okay, and then let's put that on to there. I had that little ink spot and now it's hidden. It worked out perfectly. There we go. Okay, so now I've got that. Then I cut a piece, another piece of the designer series paper. Look at me using the paper. So again, super busy. I don't know. Maybe if I had more creativity, I would see a way to use that. But I like the nice, subtle background. So let's go with that. There. And then we've got a gray granite card base. And voila, a very simple, quick and easy card. Oops. Isn't that cute? So actually my my original, I didn't end up, because I stamped the stems in basic beige because I thought they looked very mushroomy, which they do. But when I went to put it on, my plan was to use this background, but I realized it was too gray. So I had to switch everything to gray. So I put a black. So they're both, I like them both. Let me know which one. Oh, hi, Linda. Yeah, no, I'm here. I can't stay up till midnight, so you know. Yeah, it makes my day a little bit busier, but that's okay. Okay, next card. Next card, I've got a little technique for you. It's a fun one. It's not crazy or messy or anything, but so this is where that stamp that I showed you in the beginning comes in. So this is from the Elements of Text. So this is another stamp set from, I think it's in the mini catalog. I can't remember now. I don't think it's from the online exclusives. I'm pretty sure. Here, let me double check so I don't lead you astray. But I'm pretty sure. So we still can't show the catalog, the inside of the catalog, until it's released on the 7th. Elements of Text. It's not in the mini catalog, so it must be in the online exclusives. Anyways, I really liked, this is great for background stuff. So I pulled it out and I've got my piece of white here. Let me just line that up. Hopefully this is clean. Guess we'll find out. Okay. And then we're gonna do this with some, oh, silly me. I didn't think I was using my Memento and I said it, oh, put it away. But I am, okay. When you've got detailed stuff like this, I like to use, oh, it wasn't clean. A stamp tool of some sort, because then you can go back, see how it's kind of uneven. And you know what, this is my bad, because I should not be using the grip mat with the red ink rubber, because it brings it up too high. So now it's putting more pressure here and less pressure here. So now it's going to get darker, but that's okay. All right, that's good. It's a little bit darker than I'd like there, but because you basically, when you're using the tool, it's nice to just tap it, and you can tap it several times till you get the amount of ink rather than squishing it and blurring, especially when you've got script, but that's okay. Okay, then what I did, because this is not an even circle, you can do this one of two ways. I took these Around It All dies, and I stamped onto a piece of masking paper, and then I ended up moving it over because I can't remember. It wasn't sent. I needed more room on my masking paper, but I cut it out. It doesn't quite match, but it's close. So if you wanted to have an exact, like only within the lines of the circle, you could put the mask on. This is a piece of masking paper that I have already used, obviously. So you could put this on before you stamp your words. Now that it's already used, it's hard to put down because it's hard to see the circle. I should have done a second one. Anyways, let's see. Let's try and get it as close to what we want. So here I'm a bit out, here I'm a bit in. I think I'm going to pull it over a little bit. There we go. Okay. Nope, that's too low. Oh my goodness. See, this is the downfall to doing the stamping and then trying to get your mask somewhat. Yeah, see, this is too far over now. Okay, I like that better. This is better. This is going better. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, close enough. So if you are picky and you want it all to match, put your masking paper down, stamp your words, do this background coloring, and then pull off the mask. I just thought it was, it's fun to have it slightly off from each other, like they're not. I'd like that it's not a perfect match. And I'm changing up the colors that I originally did. So let's hope that it works, because I haven't tried them yet. So we're starting with the, what should have been Melon Mambo, but it's Magenta Madness, since my Melon Mambo is weird. Then I've got Pretty in Pink. Oh yeah, I like that better. Before I had done Pretty in Pink and then Petal Pink, and it was just a little too orange for my taste. A little bit more to blend in, and then we'll come back with our magenta here. Okay, and then our last color is going to be Lemon Lolly. I love this yellow. Actually, why did I think it was Daffodil Delight? Maybe I used it on something else. Anyways, we are using Lemon Lolly. It is such a bright sun yellow. Love it, love it, love it, love it. A bit more. Blend that a little bit more with the pretty in pink. Then we get to do that fun reveal. Ready? So you can see it's off, but that was kind of what I was going for. But if you don't want it to be off and you want it to fit exactly, then stamp with your mask on and then do the coloring and it'll all match. But I think that I like, because the stamp has a shape, I wanted to keep that shape and then do another shape. And I didn't want a perfect circle, so that's where those all around, what the heck, around it all dies come into play. And those ones are also, these are from the online exclusives, and there's a matching stamp set that also goes with it. So now I have my background. Then I need to do some stamping of my mushrooms. So I'll just set that aside there. And then we're going to use these two stems. Now I'm going to stamp everything separate because I'm cutting them out. And I am using how do I want to do this? I'm using gray granite for the stems because I find it has a bit of a brown tinge to it, so it is more mushroomy. You know what? I didn't even realize that there was a ladybug, and I think this might, you could probably use this with its back. Huh. I didn't even realize. I was like, oh, maybe I'll pull the ladybug out of, there's another set that has a ladybug and it has a die with it. So I thought about pulling that out, but I didn't need to apparently. All right, and then I'm gonna do, which one is first on the punch? You could line this all up. I've shown how to do this before when you have a punch and you want to make the most of your paper. So if it goes in this way, I should go this way. But I'm just, for video and quick sake, if you were making a bunch of them, you would for sure want to make sure that you had everything lined up in a template to be able to do that. But just for one, it's no big deal. Okay. So then we can punch our, and the nice thing, so this punch is different than what our dies and stuff normally punch. It actually doesn't leave any white. So it's just the mushroom cap, which is nice. So it leaves the ring behind. And then I need to get to the next one. So I'll just cut that off. And then we've got, so I ended up cutting an extra piece of white, which is where the template comes in handy. And this is going to end up going in that way. So I have to fussy cut this one because there's nothing. But then this one also, you just have to. So now I have extra mushrooms and my stem. And then we need to cut this one. Those of you who know me know that I am not big on fussy cutting. Luckily, this is not too detailed. Yeah, if I don't need to fussy cut, I don't. Part of it is arthritis. Part of it is, I don't know. Okay, so I have my mushrooms. So you can see the stems you want to put on top, that you don't want to put them in behind because they're kind of designed to be sitting in the front like this. So this would kind of be an example where if you wanted them both going, the stems going the same way, you could have done the reverse technique that I had shown. And then we're going to stamp this other, so it says popping up to say hi, which is cute with the mushrooms. I like the punny sentiments. And once again, I'm going to fussy cut. I wish, I know there's lots of other companies that they seem to provide sentiment cutout dies with all of their sets. And you can choose to purchase or not, right? So if you're a person who likes to, but I wish we had that option. I wish we had more cutout options because I really like the professional look. Maybe I just need to practice more. I usually am happy with it once I'm done, but I don't know. Practice makes perfect. And handmade cards don't need to be perfect because they're handmade. They wouldn't look handmade if they were too perfect. Okay, so we've got our sentiment cut out. We've got our background, and I'm just gonna glue this on there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to pop them up so we can put some dimensionals on here. Actually, I think a big one would fit at the bottom here. It's quite a big stem. I'll take some, I'm going to try and attach the stem and the mushroom. And one more there. And then a couple. Big ones there. And then I think we need stick cut out. And we'll attach the stem and the mushroom. And then we'll do another cut out here. There we go. And then we'll pop these ones up, but they're gonna go on the stems. So we probably only want one at the end here. If we can fit it like that. And one there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's stick this one down so then I can kind of figure out where the sentiment can go. So maybe up here. Aren't these mushrooms the cutest? Okay, and then we just have to decide. Oh, my toe is cramping. Toe cramp. A bit of glue to stick on the mushroom stems. And maybe a little bit lower. Like that. I think I might want to put a dimensional in the middle there so it doesn't get... So what I do when I miss one is I take off the sticky off both sides. I stick it onto my tool here and then I kind of slide it in where I want it and then pull it out and then it's all stuck nice and easy. So you're probably wondering, where's the designer series paper that I said I'm going to use more of? I'm using it. Okay, so I've pulled out this one. It's more of a background. This one's so super cute. I just haven't figured out how to use it. But my next card, I do use a pretty busy piece and I'll show you what I did with it just to kind of mute it a little bit because I don't know how to, I don't know if you guys are good at using these kind of scene, I guess is what I would think of them as. Like I guess I could do it like this because it's only the edge, or this is how I had, but see now my magenta is way off. I probably should have used the Melon Mambo for this part because here it looks good. Here it's too light. I can't win. It's close enough. I'll show you my original that I used the Melon Mambo on. So you can see this is like too dark, but I also used Pretty in Pink and then the Petal Pink, which I didn't love with this. So maybe if I had left the colors but changed this, it would have been good. So you know what? I don't like it as much with this because it's too off in color. So maybe I will put it this way. What do you think? Or there's another piece that has similar colors. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? There it is. I could use this one maybe. No, I don't like that as much. I kind of like that one. Yep, gonna do it. Gotta do it. And I'm apparently losing hair. I must be shedding today. As long as it's not sticking out, that's okay. Don't need, make sure it's facing the right way. Okay. So busier, less busy. Let me know which one you like. The snails. Yeah, I think the snails are cute, but yeah, this is kind of off, but that's okay. This is what happens when you use colors. You're not supposed to. I should just trust in the process. All right. So obviously my Mambo isn't so off, but maybe it's just too much ink. I don't know. All right. It's still in the right shade factory, I think. Okay, next one. Last one. So I've got lots of pieces and parts to this one. So my first one is this super cute paper. Now, I'm not using a lot of it, as you can see, but there's still quite a bit. And so it's 3 inches wide. I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces. So I'm cutting it into 1-inch strips. And then I cut a piece of pumpkin pie, which is what is supposed to match. That's what's written on to put in behind. And I'm going to space them out. So it just kind of breaks up the paper a little bit. And I feel like having a solid piece behind maybe grounds it a little bit more. It's not, do you find what do you guys think? Is it busier, less busy by breaking it up? In my head, it makes it less busy, but maybe that's just my head. It's me tricking myself, my eyes. So I start with the 2 end pieces because then I find it easier to center that middle one. So just make sure you keep it in the right order so they match up. That one, and then I'm going to try and put the same. So using the liquid glue here always helps because you have a bit of movement time. And then when you go to do the middle one, you just have to make sure that there's an even amount of, fingers are sticky, of orange on both sides and the top and the bottom. I got a bit of glue on the top there when I slipped. So I don't have any water here. Yeah, let's pull out a full piece. Let's see what you think. Is it busier like this or busier like this? Now I'm starting to question. The orange makes it maybe a little bit, maybe if I'd used white. I did end up using a piece of white in the background. So yeah, I think the white kind of, that's busier. That's not so busy. Okay, so then I'll put those 2 together. So you've got, what do you think? Which one? Then I'm going to, again, punch out some mushrooms. Now I'm wondering if I should use the Magenta Madness. I may as well, because that's what I was... Oh, I put that the wrong way for the punch. Oh well. And then I need to clean this one. So I need a different color. This one I want the red. So according to what's in the designer series paper, if you don't already know, you can just look at the back of the paper pack and it lists the most common color. It doesn't list all the colors because obviously there's shades of, but it has, so it says early espresso, fresh freesia, granny apple green, melon mambo, poppy parade, and pumpkin pie, which is kind of funny that they don't list this one. because it's the grays, but I think it has a lot of grays. Like this one, the darker part is definitely the gray granite, but then maybe it's smoky slate. I don't know. So maybe they just chose not to put anything at all. Not sure how they decided on that one. Okay, and then we've got one stem, and we need the little baby stem. I know why they do the punches and the stamp set, but it makes me sad that I can't punch out everything that I want to. But it makes for a cheaper bundle. So you can still, you know, oh, don't want to cut that out. I'd be losing my mushrooms. Okay, let's do, oh, that's not gonna work. Let's do this one. And then that wasn't a good placement. And then we want to do this one that goes that way. So I get to show you or remind you, because I know I've done this many a time. So if you've watched before, best way to do this, obviously I've needed a sticky note before, is you stick a sticky note so that you can get your paper to where you need it, and you can position it and then punch it. It just makes life so much easier when you have a little piece of paper that you're dealing with. And then you have your mushroom. Okay, and then we need to fussy cut these ones. And normally I try and fussy cut leaving a white edge. And with these ones, you want to cut off the white and just stay on the inside of the colored part. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. And then we've got, so I cut out, this is from the Stylish Shapes dies, and I'm gonna stamp, actually I used the black embossing powder for this, so we will use Versamark again. And it just fits perfectly on there. And then I also cut out this piece, and this piece is from one of the new sets. It's from the online exclusives out of the mixed, what's it called? Mixed media, no. There's two, so there's a mixed media suite, and there's, sorry, I wrote it down. I'm just trying to find, I didn't keep the die set out. Mixed labels dies. So there's a set of like labels and sentiments, and then there's another set as well. So it came from the labels side. That's an online exclusive if you were looking for it once it's released. It's getting hard to keep track of all the different pieces and parts. I know it works, you know, some people prefer to shop online, some people prefer, and I don't know if they're trying to move away from the paper copy of catalogs, but I'm still very much a paper gal. It's easier to like look at and get, like our catalogs are not just catalogs. They're inspiration, and I find, I don't know, for me, maybe it's tactile. I like to be able to touch and see and be able to figure it out that way. I just, staring at a screen drives me a little bonkers. I can only do so much of screen. You know, if everything becomes online, we're just going to be on our phones and computers and everything all day, every day. Which my eyes are not a big fan of these days. All right. So we've got our sentiment. And then what I did was I just put some, oops, better get that off before I make a mess. And then I'll just stick it on the back here, like so. And then I popped it up on, let me not put that in the gluey part. Where's my, where's my dimensions? Oops. It's crooked there. That's okay. Okay, so I've got those. Yeah, it is crooked. I don't like that. Let's see if we can fix that. Just a wee bit better. Okay, and then once again, put a wee bit of glue for the stem. Ugh, I have a dry spot in my throat. I'm trying not to cough. I'm trying real hard. Okay, and then for this one, I'm going to try and stick it together with the dimensional. Like so. And then this is going to go here, so I think we only need one over here. And then we're going to pop this one up also. So, oopsie, throwing my scissors around. Do another strip there. And another strip there. And then maybe a small one there. Okay, so then I'm gonna figure out now on here, I'll show you on this card. It actually, there was a mushroom and I matched it up perfectly there, so it worked. But I feel like if I put this here, it looks like there's two mushrooms. Like I almost have to, I might have to go like that, which is okay. I don't mind that. That works, right? Okay, I'm gonna stick the mushroom down first. And then I can line everything else up. So I'm covering up this guy. And then now I can't. I slid it in before. Nope, that doesn't work. Let's do it that way. Like that maybe. Okay. And we'll just put a bit of glue here. And slide this little one in like so. So now I'm not adding more busyness and more mushrooms to the basic one. And then I've cut my thick white cardstock lengthwise. And I've got a piece of designer series paper again. So if you wanted to make this not so busy, you could probably use just a piece of Melon Mambo. Let me grab a piece so you can see what it would look like. Actually, let me cut it so it's down to size. Let's see, so we need 4, 5.25. Okay, so let's see what the difference. So here's the one with the more busy background, and we're using our designer series paper. Or you can go more muted, like so. And then this designer series paper, I feel like pops even more. What do you guys think? Do you have a preference? You like it with the DSP? I like both of these. I don't know which one I like better. Something to think about. All right, so we've got these ones. Let's push this out of the way. We've got these ones. And then we've got, look at, I don't usually change up my cards. Like usually I'll make exactly kind of what I planned, but I think I wasn't quite happy with what I was making, and so, because I was trying to use like this one I didn't end up using, I only used this DSP, whereas I wanted to use another piece, so I needed to change up the colors. And then this one, like I said, like there was something with these colors. Again, it didn't totally quite work here, but that's close. And then, yeah, this one's pretty much the same, only just 2 different options. Yeah, it's hard to choose between these two. I think I like them both the same. All right, well, hopefully that inspires you to pull out, even if you don't have the Toadstools yet, if you have some designer series paper and some other sets, you could totally use these layouts, use the background technique. You can always use this as inspiration to use what you have already. But if you're in love with the Toadstools and you need them, keep your eye out for them. They will be released January 7th. All right, hopefully you all have a great New Year's Day and a great rest of your holidays if you're on holidays, and we'll see you next week. Bye.